You know, as a Packer fan, you think back to their last Super Bowl championship after the 2010 season. So many names come to mind. Of course, Aaron Rodgers always top of mind, but a guy that he threw to and was hot at the time was a wide receiver by the name of James Jones, who just announced his retirement. And to talk more about it, why don't we bring in our very own Eric Rogers. And Eric, a lot of people trying to put James Jones into context. What did he do in his time in Green Bay? Because it seems like it was quite a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he spent 8 years in Green Bay, had that 1 year in Oakland in 2014, and his time in Green Bay, I think he can best be remembered for his time he came back was at the 2015 season, and that was the rekindling of the Aaron Rodgers relationship. He came in as the veteran presence. And you remember that was the hoodie year, so he brought back the hoodie, and they created that rule for him. But man, what a year he had! He came in and led the team in touchdowns, and just a great veteran presence to really get that team on track when they lost Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that was the year that Jordy was out, and they really needed someone to be able to step up. Jones stepped up right away, had a couple touchdowns in the game against the Bears to get him going on that season. So, in his time in Green Bay, how do we kind of put him in perspective? There's been some great wide receivers going back to Sterling Sharp and Antonio Freeman and Greg Jennings. Where does James Jones kind of fit into that?
Yeah, well, I brought in some stats just thinking about the 9th all-time in touchdowns in Green Bay, which is more touchdowns than Randall Cobb had, Robert Brooks, and Javon Walker. So he's a guy that came in and really, kind of ground out his career in Green Bay. And, we talked about the Super Bowl season, and he came back on a 3-year extension and then led the NFL in touchdowns in 2012, I think it was. So he's definitely a guy who would be remembered among maybe not the great, elite guys, but definitely a key part. And I think in some aspects, a little bit maybe not disrespected, but definitely could be. He has better numbers than I think people will remember him for.
Is it enough, do you think, to put him in that Packer Hall of Fame and when you're on the tour getting a look at him?
Yeah, I don't know. I think when you win a Super Bowl with a team, I think that definitely puts you in that realm, and I wouldn't be surprised either way. I think safe bet would say he is going in.
I would think that too. Eric, we'll do this more often. We'll have you on the Sports News. Yeah, good to see your face, and of course you got an interview coming up a little bit later on. We will have that as well. Thanks, man.
You bet. Thanks.
Brought to you by Conan Automotive, taking care of you by taking care of your family's car.